Hey, what's up? It's been a while. I know this is a different view for most of you, but today we're focusing on a few plugins that I've been using to kind of hone in my in-the-box DAW skills. And these are three of my favorite plugins as of recently that I've been using to kind of tweak my sounds that I make with hardware after they're in Logic. And we're going to dive right in by talking a little bit about each plugin, showing you some sound examples, and then talking about the controls a little bit. The first plugin is Weeping Wall by Aqeel Aadam Sound. And this is a set of micro loopers that automatically records based on input detection. Each new sound can be smoothly introduced and replace older sounds, resulting in kind of a evolving looper that you can fine tune. So I'm gonna put it on a whole mix here. This is kind of like a nice groovy chill wave type of beat that I made on the Polyant Play. And I'm gonna turn the plugin on now. Okay, so that got pretty wild pretty quickly. But basically what I did is I set a threshold detection that will variably pick up sounds based on the volume of the track, and you can tell that it's picking up new sounds when it turns yellow. You can set the decay rate of the loop and the actual size of the looper. The number of loopers can be controlled. You can use one or many. And as you can see right now, I have 0 dry volume. But now I'm mixing it in, turning down the wet volume. So if we want, we can turn the wet volume all the way down. Not all the way down, but most of the way down. And then bring up the dry volume to have kind of a background, you know, like octave delay texture. This gets really crazy on a groove with a beat, as you can hear. So maybe let's go to like a softer synth kind of vibe. This is a behind the scenes look into my, what I call my explain files, which are just the audio files that I sync with my Instagram and YouTube voiceovers. Okay, so here's this soft little synth thing. And let's catch some audio. Find a sweet spot. Turn up our dry volume. Or you could do like an octave down pad type of situation. All right, let's try it with a little Wurlitzer. Then you can set the threshold super high so that your input won't override what's in the looper. This is really a super cool tool you can use to capture audio on the fly and resample it if you'd like. And there are a lot of other controls we didn't really get into, like the jitter, which basically randomizes to an extent where each loop will play back from within the recorded audio that it's grabbing. It's really cool, and it's definitely best suited to kind of softer experimental stuff, but it's also super fun putting it on a whole beat, as you can see. At the time of this video, Weeping Wall is $50, but Aqeel has been kind enough to offer a $10 discount on the plugin for anyone who uses the link in the description of this video within 1 week of the video going up. So that's going to run through Saturday, February 10th. I don't get anything from this. It's just a way to hopefully make this a little bit more accessible for you all. And Aqeel is actively working on some updates to this plugin along with an iOS version. So keep an eye out for news on that. Go follow him on Instagram. He's released some stuff with Mystery Circles, and I met him on Instagram many, many years ago prior to that. So he's a swell guy, and you should definitely check this out. All right, the next plugin I want to talk about is actually a free little plugin called Lofi Oddity by Aberrant DSP. Lofi Oddity is kind of a wacky little tool belt of effects, and it's, like I said, free. It's primarily for sonic destruction and experimentation. Really immediate to use, and it is truly, as they describe, an ear candy playground. Let us mess around with some of the controls on this beat. So you're hearing 100% dry mix right now, and you'll see as I just kind of turn up the controls what each of them do. Okay, so first and foremost is this corruption control. It's this really sparkly, musical sounding bit crusher. It's an all-in-one knob. And it introduces these rhythmic glitches at super high settings, which I absolutely love. Maybe let's take a listen on something a little bit softer. And I'll turn off Weeping Wall and grab our Lofi Oddity. So you can hear how it kind of not only bit reduces, but adds a little bit of like jingly rhythm. Actually reminds me of some of the effects, some of the stuttery effects on the hologram microcosm. This is the question mark plugin that is referenced in Aberrant DSP's description. But it's like a smeared reverb with a ton of delay taps. And like a little bit of pitch modulation. It's really pretty. And it's been hard not to just like throw a little bit on everything. And when you combine it with this corruption control, it kind of smooths it out. And you get these beautiful reverberating overtones that I really like. And then we have this tape control, which adds noise, randomized pitch, definitely some saturation, but also just a little bit of nice warble, a touch of saturation, depending on how much you apply. Again, the way these effects interact are just so pretty. And then we have the comp tool, which is gonna just add some compression, which is helpful because sometimes the tape control can get a little hairy. So it totally transformed this keyboard passage. Like I said, a great little multi-tool. Let's open up Weeping Wall and just take a look at that on account of how pretty it is while I kind of babble a bit. So I haven't made a video in a couple of months now, and I kind of decided that I'm just not going to make videos if I don't feel like it. Over the past couple of years, I definitely pressured myself to stick with a weekly schedule, and that definitely tapered off a bit once I moved. And I actually started working more on just making music and not really documenting it. And it kind of led me to think, if I'm getting all the satisfaction of just making music, then maybe I should keep doing that. I feel like I fell into a cycle of trying to strain content when I wasn't necessarily super excited to make it. I just wanted to stick to my schedule and was very concerned with the YouTube algorithm and gaining viewers because I had such a good role, but I kind of just lost the motivation because I didn't really feel like playing that game anymore. Maybe I'll get back into it, but I definitely felt like there was some inauthenticity behind what I was doing because it wasn't purely out of passion. It was out of like meeting a deadline. And deadlines are good sometimes, but when it's an arbitrary self-set deadline, that's not good. So I'd like to get back up to, 1 or 2 videos a month maybe, but I'm not making any promises to you or to myself. And weirdly, on the contrary, I've been a lot more active on Instagram, just posting little jams and such, because that's more of a matter of just showing what I'm actually doing rather than feeling like I have to be doing something because I know that I need to have something to show. So yeah, I know a lot of you look forward to the videos and I definitely still want to make them, but I also just hate thinking of catchy titles and thumbnails and putting a bunch of work into a video and then seeing it not perform well versus putting the same amount of work into another video that I may not care about and seeing that perform super well. And it all feels kind of arbitrary. So I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm going to post what I want when I want to, and I hope that you find it and like it just the same. Full transparency, I downloaded Weeping Wall with my own money. Aqeel reached out to me, we were chatting, and he asked if I wanted to put it in a YouTube video. And I said, of course I do. And he's just going to refund me the price of the plugin. But I legit have been using it, having a great time with it. So I know this comeback video being in a DAW is kind of ironic, but again, it's what I've been doing. Anyways, that is enough of me talking about myself. Thanks for checking out the video. And if you made it this far, drop your favorite SpongeBob character in the comments. I will catch you in the next video, whenever that may be. And hope y'all have a great time. Until then, peace.